Hey, Algebra 1, Mr. Schachter back with the quadratic formula. So we now have the formula, all right? You don't need to prove that. I just wanted to show that to you for fun. But let's assume we now have it. How do you use it to solve a quadratic? Let's go ahead and try this example. Now, you're going to notice inside the formula, there's a bunch of A's, B's, and C's. And the first thing you have to do when you use the quadratic formula is to write down what is A, what is B, and what is C. Okay? So A is always the number in front of the x squared term. In our case, it's 1. B is the number in front of the x term. In our case, -1. And C is the number in front of the last number, the constant that has no x, and this is going to be -2. Okay, so what we're going to do is plug everything into the formula in its appropriate spot. So the formula is x equals, so those are the solutions, the x-intercepts, equals negative b, so it's going to be -1, so we're going to have a double negative there that's going to turn to positive in a moment, plus or minus the square root of b squared. So I'm going to square all of b. I'm going to put in parentheses, squaring b minus 4ac, using parentheses to group my terms together, all divided by 2 times a, which in our case is 2 times 1. Your job is to just simplify everything down as much as possible. So let's begin. First of all, we know that a double negative makes plus plus. So this is going to be 1 plus or minus the square root. Inside the radical, I know that -1 squared is -1 times -1, which is +1. And then this is going to be, I like to think about this as 3 multiplications. -4 times 1 times -2. Okay, that's how I like to think about it. So -4 times 1 is -4. But times -2 makes +8. All right? All divided by 2 times 1 is 2. The next thing you can do is add together 1 plus 8. 1 plus 8 is 9. But we know the square root of 9 is equal to 3. The square root of 9 simplifies to 3, right? It's positive and -3. In order to solve for the solutions, you need to now split up into 2 separate problems. One problem uses the positive sign and one problem uses the negative sign. So if we go to the positive side first, it's going to be that x is going to equal 1 plus 3 over 2. And if we solve this, 1 plus 3 is 4. Divided by 2 makes 2. So one of the solutions is x equals 2. The other solution is going to be, if you use the negative sign this time, it's going to be x equals 1 minus 3 divided by 2. And 1 minus 3 is -2. And -2 divided 2 is -1. So the solutions to this particular quadratic are scooch up a bit, are x equals 2 and x equals -1. So these are the 2 solutions to the quadratic. All right, hope that was clear.